Subscriber Tommy G60 asked a question about ice axes. Ice axes being these bad boys. Which one do I choose? When do I choose it? How do I choose it? And should I bring more? If you're doing a lot of ice climbing and glacier travel, is the longer ice axe better, or is a hybrid the better choice? Would there ever be a time that you would carry both? Yes, there absolutely would be a time. Thank you very much. Also, please leave questions in the comments below. That way I can help answer it for you and for other people. I've got a lot of ice axes, and I don't even have any ice tools. As you can see, these are different animals. They serve different purposes. My camp Corsair or Corsa Nanotech, it's kind of a funky name. It is super light. The standard camp ice axe cannot handle hard ice. It's okay for climbing the 99 switchbacks on Mount Whitney, or where you're going to have soft snow where you just need a self-arrest and that's it. But if you are going to potentially get into harder snow, you need the Nanotech because it has the bimetal design where it's gotten this hardened steel tip and a hardened steel spike on the bottom where you can punch into ice and pulverize the ice and not have to worry. The standard camp ice axe, the pick, if you're hitting on ice constantly, you will dull that and destroy it. This guy will handle it. My Black Diamond Venom, this guy is actually designed for two different uses. It's got a removable pick here, and you can put a different style pick on here. The adze is fixed, and this is a B-rated style ice axe and standard point here. And this is for light duty climbing where it's some glacier travel, but it's got just enough curve where if you need to pick into an ice wall and do a little bit of climbing, it works perfectly well. Downside, it's heavy. My Raven Pro ice axe, this thing has been with me everywhere. It's really long. It actually hangs down just to the ankle bone here, which is where it's supposed to be for long travel. I've used this everywhere. I love it. I just use this basic strap, and I carry this when I know I'm going to be doing long, relatively flat climbing or slopes like, let's say the Mexican volcanoes. This is a great choice, Ixocoatl, and I can't remember the other name, but in any case, this is great because it's super long. There's no way you're going to really stab yourself. One of the problems with the short ice axes is that when you're doing self-arrest, it can come up here and the pick here can actually, or the point can actually come and impale you. So that is a thing. If you're not comfortable with a short ice axe, a longer one would honestly be a better choice. Now you can see again, they've got this B rating on here. That means it's for general glacier travel, not hardened travel. As you can tell, I don't have any ice tools. Now, ice tools look like ice axes, but they've got different handles and they're made for direct climbing up glaciers that are like vertical or waterfalls or things like that. They're a totally different animal. I met a couple of Polish climbers on Denali. They had ice tools. They were crazy heavy. And I thought, oh, big deal. A couple people made fun of them, which was stupid. I didn't. Until we got to 14,000 foot camp, and then we looked up and the wall going up to 16,000, there was very low snow that year. There was a huge ice wall and people had real trouble negotiating it. These guys with their ice tools, they just went up and pick, no problem. So on Denali, yes, I am going to be bringing my classic Black Diamond Raven Pro and my Camp Nanotech, because if I get to a wall and I need to do a little bit of work, I want two ice axes. I'm thinking about bringing this guy instead, because if I really need to do a beating, my camp will probably survive, but if I have to pulverize a lot and I'm going to do some vertical ice climbing, I'm going to be in trouble, and I wish I would have brought ice tools. One year, I simply could not get up that ice wall because I had only brought, I thought I wanted to cut weight down. I only brought one ice axe, and by myself, solo, it was too dangerous. A couple of other people did it, but I wasn't down with the danger, so I had to turn around. Nowadays, the Raven Pro has a slight crook in the neck, so you can do some mild picking versus the Raven or the Venom, which has always had the crook in the neck. So the new designs. Now you might think, oh, I don't want to spend the money, I'll get the Raven or a heavier ice axe. I've had this thing like 25 or 30 years. Every time I go on a climb, people hold it, they're like, wow, this is incredibly light. They wish we would have bought it. So yeah, it's a little more expensive, but think this is going to literally last your whole life. Do you want to carry a heavier ice axe or drop 20 or 30 US or euros and get a much lighter ice axe? Also, if you're going somewhere super cold like Denali, you want to put a little bit of foam on the top of the ice axe, because when you're gripping this ice axe, if your hand is against that steel, you will get frostbite. So just a little bit of foam, I need to retape this up, will help your hand a lot. So hopefully that gives you a better idea of which ice axe to choose. The camp, when I'm going anywhere in the Rockies, anywhere but like July and August, I always carry this because it's 8 ounces, but I have run into snow fields where I just had to turn around because it was too steep for me to safely cross. Other people crossed and slid and oof. But if I just bring this, I'm always prepared. It is so light that in the Rockies, the Sierras, wherever, I always have it with me and I don't ever have to turn around. These guys are too heavy for that. This is the ultimate super backup, quick go-to. These are beater, hardcore travel on glacier ice axes. And if you're going to do vertical walls, then those get into ice tools, and that's a whole other video.